BBN, what's good, guys? Woo. I did not have a chance to watch the full game of Georgia and Kentucky, but I had a chance to go back and eventually watch it. Thank you for O Ball O on YouTube, who went back and posted the video without commercials or anything. But I got to watch the first half of it. And the first half, I was in the airport, and that's one of those situations where I was like, please be delayed, flight, don't take off, all of this stuff right here. Because I'm in the airport in Dubai, and I'm so excited about what I'm seeing from my Kentucky team. I'm so excited about the fight. They brought it. They was into it. I can't tell you how proud I was, because the big question is not can we beat Georgia, but can you show up and at least participate like it matters to you? Where our guys showed up. Well, let me take that back. Our defense showed up. Our defense showed up from what I saw. Now I'm speaking on the first half, because this is I had to go back. I just walked out of there from watching the second half of the ball game. And as I was watching the ball game, and I was saying to myself, okay, how do you approach this video? What do you say? I don't bash players and I don't bash coaches. So before I actually had a chance to watch the game, I seen some comments online, and I wanted to watch the game and not really be seeing a lot of comments from outside, but I seen a lot of comments, online, social media. And I went into the game like, okay, I try to block out those comments, and I wanted to watch the game for myself so I can get an honest opinion or my thoughts on the ball game. I don't I don't want to be emotional in this video, for one reason, the way we played. Now, I'm speaking of the defense and how the defense played. The defense did everything they was asked to do today. This is the lowest scoring game under the tenure of Coach Kirby since he's been in Georgia. 13 points. Our defense only gave up 13 points today. Only 13 points to these guys. Our defense played lights out today. Kudos to those guys. I think overall, we played smart. I can't remember everything that happened in the first quarter. I mean, in the first half. So if anyone can actually help me, if it looks like we played a pretty clean game defensive wise. Maybe for the whole ball game, it don't look like we played really bad for penalty wise. Look like we did well. I'm sitting there and I'm watching my offense play. Now, here's the thing with the offense. We got a running game. If we can ever get Chip back, and if Chip is good as advertised, I think we're going to be okay when it comes to the running game. I think we're going to have a 1-2 hitter. I think we got Sumo has proved himself that he can go and he can run the ball against Georgia, a defense like Georgia. So I think our run game is going to be okay. I have not figured out yet the passing game. I mean, our passing game is not there. Now, people got their comments about Brock and all of this right here, but I don't see our receivers getting involved. I don't see our receivers getting the opportunity to catch the ball. I don't see the ball being put on the money. I see too many over the heads. I see too many in the ground. Like, I don't see all of this stuff like I was hoping I was going to see. So where does our offense go from here? I mean, we wasn't really expecting too much against Georgia. Kudos to our kicker, baby. Look like we got a kicker. Hey, all we had to do, I'm going to get to that because I know a lot of you guys are going to saying the same thing. We got a kicker. So let me fast forward it now. I'm watching the third quarter now. Georgia ends up scoring, goes up 12, 13 to 13 or whatever. We bring it within one. But let me back it up a little bit. What are we doing again, once again, as an offense? Now, I've always said something like this belongs on the on the shoulders of the head coach. Okay? This something like this, the play calling, all of this stuff, at the end of the day, it falls on the head coach. So as we get closer down to the end of the ball game, keep in mind, nobody in the world, maybe a few Kentucky fans was holding out hope. Maybe they out there that there's a few fans out there that dream big, and beating Georgia is a big dream. I get that. So there's a few fans out there that says, if there's a way, there's a way. I mean, if there's a whatever, if there's a hope, there's a way, or whatever that saying goes. And they really believe that we had a chance to beat Georgia before the game started, not just when the game was being played and we was keeping it close. I say that to say this. When you already a 3, 4, 5 touchdown underdog, whatever it was, I think it was like 22, 24 points underdog. If you're already an underdog like that, as the head coach, you got to go strong. You have nothing to lose whatsoever. You do not punt that ball and give it back to Georgia. I said I wasn't going to get upset. But that game was us. We was in it, and we'll never know what could have happened on that fourth down because our head coach never gave us the opportunity to see. What did we have to lose? Field position? I get it. Our defense was playing really good, but you're still putting a lot on their shoulders by doing that. Even if we go for it on fourth down and we don't make it, okay, at least you said to you, at least you can look in the mirror and says, I gave this everything I went. I went to win the ball game, not to lose. We had those guys on the ropes. They was afraid. There's so many. We could have got a pass interference. We could have got a holding. We could have got an offsides on those guys. There's a few possibilities of things that could have happened within the scope of that play, just going forward on fourth down. Remember, there's no pressure on us. It's Kentucky. There's no pressure. We can go for this. All the pressure's on Georgia. We got to stop these guys because this game's got to be on the line. We have to stop them right now. Because if we don't, we got issues. All the pressure was on them. Help us keep them on. Let's dream. What would have happened if we got first down on that fourth down that we end up punting for? We just give it to them. We just give it away. Like, why? Look, at the end of the day, man, I'm riding with my cats. I just am. And I'm so proud of how our defense played today. I feel like once we establish a stronger running game, that dude ran the ball today. Big shout out to him. Absolutely, he ran the ball today. But once we get a stronger run game to go with him as well too, and he ain't got to worry about doing it all on himself. Now, a lot of people that I've seen are just not happy with what they're seeing from Brock Vandergriff. They're just not. I asked the question. Is he scared? Is he just not good enough? Was the hype too much hype for him? Is the moment of being a starter in the SEC too much for him? Is he ready for this? Does he definitely come back and play college football next year, another year? I think he has another year. I think he has one more year at least. Does he come back? We'll have to see. Because a lot of people are not happy with his play right now. Our offense stinks. And I'm not necessarily just throwing this off on one person. I said our offense stinks. Is it the OC? Is it the quarterback? Is it Coach Stoops? What's the issue? Our line. Our line didn't do too horrible tonight. They definitely look overall, you know, people don't want to sit here and listen to me say, "Oh man, we did good. Yeah, hats off." I'm freaking proud of my Wildcats. I'm proud of how they fought tonight. I am so proud of how they fought and how they didn't lay down. And that was not the same team that we saw on the field against South Carolina. You put this team against South Carolina, and we've beaten South Carolina 9 out of 10 times. I promise you. Because last week, that ain't who we was. This week is we saw a team that wanted to play. This gives me hope. This gives me this allows me to dream that maybe if we can come out and now, did we come out and did we get so high that we just gonna just deflate and these next couple of games just kind of just get through them? Still got to go on the road to Ole Miss. Still got to go to Ole Miss. We play like this on the road against Ole Miss. Have our running back, our quarterback finally get something up under his legs. He can get the ball down the field accurate to the players. We got a chance to beat Ole Miss. We have a legitimate chance to beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss is good. Ole Miss is a good team. But if we play like this, is this a confidence builder? Is this, I know people are going to say we're not giving out participation trophies. We're not going off all of this stuff, and it's either a win or a loss. But you got to build. This is the positive side of me speaking. You got to build. Can this be a game that sets the standard for our defense? Let's just start with our defense. Is it something that can set the standards? After you play the number one team in the nation and you hold them to 13 points, is it something that you can build off of? Because we already know the offense has got a lot to work on. A lot to work on. And maybe it starts with the quarterback. At how many more games do we need Brock back there at the quarterback hoping for a change? The last time I checked, and I'm just saying, last time I checked, this football season goes by pretty fast. We're not wanting, as Kentucky fans, to wait until next year to say what if, or I hope this is the year. No. We don't want to wait until then. We want to go ahead and put the best player on the field right now. Does Wimstead give us the best opportunity? We've seen 3 games against Brock with Brock in it. No hitting receivers. You have to wonder to yourself, how much longer will our receivers be okay? Like, they're having numbers where they're basically saying, yeah, I'm out of here next year. I'm transferring. I'm out of this Kentucky program. I'm going somewhere else. Or I can be a receiver. At what point? You're not just playing for now. You're playing for next year as well, too, to see what guys you can keep. Our offense, I'm happy that our offensive line played that we played better. Did they get to under Brock tonight? Oh, absolutely. Do we still got to work on those blocking those defensive ends? Absolutely. Those rush passers are giving us a hard time every ball game. Do we still got to work on it? Absolutely. But compared to how they played last week, that's improvement. A lot of improvement, if you ask me. But our run game seems to be what we're strong with. But if we short on running backs, how much can we really run the ball? We need more back there in the backfield to run the football. But I'm very, very satisfied with how the defense played tonight. People are really, really calling for the firing of the head coach. I don't know. I don't like to get into that. I'll let Mitch Barnhart, the program, do what they got to do in that area because I cheer for Kentucky and not necessarily my head coach. I want my head coach to be successful. It just makes sense. If you got a head coach, you want him to be successful. So there's a lot of people out there who don't want him there no more. Feel how you want to. I'm not gonna call you stupid. You feel. You're a fan. Feel how you want to feel. But I think if we can go out here and if we can play this type of football and improve on our offense, I don't even want to, like, why are we even playing the Ohio game for? Why? For a feel-good game? Why? I don't want to play Ohio. Why? For a feel-good? No. You go all the way up, go all the way down to Ohio, and you got to come all the way back up again so you can play Ole Miss. Psychologically, man, that hurts. It really does. That's a mental roller coaster. Overall, I'm proud of our guys. I'm happy how they fought. You can tell it mattered to those guys. This loss right here, it hurts because they was just close. And some of those guys ain't gonna be back next year. They're gone. This right here was their last opportunity to do something special when it comes to beating Georgia. It ain't gonna happen. I hope that we can take this and that we can build from it. Because if we can build from this, knowing how we just played the number one team in the nation, Kentucky Wildcats just may turn it around.